Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Yes, I can finally breathe again, because I tell you, the last few hours I was extremely worried, I was stressed, and I was starting to think that the deal Douglas Luiz to Juventus might have collapsed. Why? Because our boy from Texas, he decided to make out of proportion requests, more and more and more, to Juve, to his agent, the commission, Aston Villa in terms of salary, a total disaster. Luckily, Giuntoli found an alternative, which honestly, I'm not 100% super happy about. I will give you all the details in today's video, and then ADRIEN Rabiot to Real Madrid is a possibility. We'll speak also about that in today's video. Don't put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe, put also the notification ring on. Why? Because we'll speak about Spain, Italy live here post game, hopefully with a qualification to the next round for the men of Luciano Spalletti, with Federico Chiesa that will be the only Juve starter, or maybe not, of Spain, Italy. Well, speak about that. Maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe, share the channel. You know it costs you zero. It's helping me a lot. Do it now. We start with Douglas Luiz. Guys, I'm happy. I'm happy because he was my personal first objective. I was in love with the player before. I was in love with the player from the moment that he was linked to Juve. I was even more in love from the moment that we did that video together with Cole, where he convinced me. I had a few doubts. He was able to cancel them. But I was not the only one. He was also the priority of Cristiano Giuntoli and also from Thiago Motta. He is one of the fundamental parts of that new midfield of Juventus that needed a change. We are complaining about our midfield since so many years. He can be one of the answer, not the only answer, but one of the answer important Douglas Luiz to Juve. And I can reassure you, he will be a Juventino, but not as we initially thought, because it will not be for Ealing, McKENNIE and Cash, but for Ealing, Enzo Barrenechea and Cash. I tell you even more why I'm happy today, and then we go into the detail of that story, because Alisha Lehmann can join Juventus, or will join Juventus together. Why am I happy? Because a lot of time I tried to speak about Juventus women here on the channel, and I don't find a lot of time your response, your curiosity, your interest. And now, with Alisha Lehmann that has a follow that is crazy, women footballer with the most follow on internet, 16.6 million followers on Instagram only, joining you, I start feeling your interest, which makes me happy, because finally we can increase a bit the time spent on Juventus women here on the channel. I'm super happy. But anyway, let's go back to Juventus first team men, Douglas Luiz. Initially, it's Aston Villa that is knocking at the door of Juve because they want Weston McKENNIE. They said, are you ready to sell him? Juve says yes, because they tried to speak with him. He spoke with Juve. He wanted an extension of contract, increasing the salary, where Juve said, oh, increase or renewing the contract for more years, we can even speak about, depending also on the coach, etc., but we can even speak about, but no way we increase the salary. It's true, you come from a really great season, but now we are still in that sustainable project. We still need to pay attention to our finances. The deal there collapsed. Weston McKENNIE is on the market, and when they were speaking with Aston Villa, they said, yes, he is on the market, we can speak about. And that's where the name of Douglas Luiz, for the first time, comes to the ears of Cristiano Giuntoli. That was observing the player since long, but probably he didn't even dream to speak about it, to contact Monchi and Unai Emery, because he said it's impossible that he will join. They are offering Douglas Luiz because they need to sell before the 30th of June. That's the reality, where Giuntoli says, Mamma mia, I was not even ready to cook, but here I will cook. I will do a master class of a cake, of a spaghetti, of the pizza, I don't know, but he was really cooking there. Of course, the values of the player, there was a big gap, because they are not valued the same. 60 for one, 25 for the other one. Juventus has no cash, and that's what they are telling. We have no cash. So you want another player. Matthias Soulé. This is the request of Aston Villa. They are following Matthias Soulé since really long time. Juventus said no. And no, because then we are not arriving to the same numbers. The value of Matthias Soulé is much bigger. 40, 45, this is what we want to talk about. If not, then we don't find a deal. Stop, basta. Soulé is not for sale for less than 40 million euro. They speak, Ealing Jr. And that's where everything is going too well. It's going fantastically well. Juve, Aston Villa, they found an agreement on everything. Ealing Jr. finds an agreement after being reassured about his role to the team, and that's a great. Weston McKENNIE is even open and interested to listen to Aston Villa. They nearly start speaking about agreement. Everything is going well. Douglas Luiz super enthusiastic about joining Juve. Alisha Lehmann super enthusiastic to join Juve women. And everything is perfect. Until the moment where Wes, he decides to make things a bit more difficult. Because he's asking for an exit bonus to Juve, which is 2 million euro. And I know that a lot of you, they are saying, Beppe, give him this 2 million euro. If we are in danger of making a deal collapse, give him, what is 2 million euro? It's nothing. Yeah and no. First of all, it's still 2 million euro. Secondly, he's earning 2.2, 2.3 million euro salary net. If you're giving him 2 million euro, it's like you're paying the entire year of Weston McKENNIE for him not being there. And no, this doesn't work. But even there, Juventus, they try also with Aston Villa to compensate a bit, to find a deal, maybe, But then he asks more commissions for the agent. And then the drop, that is actually too much, is when he's asking 5 million euro salary for Aston Villa. Guys, that's too much. That's too much for a player that is not welcome in 24-25 Juventus. Because Thiago Motta has other ideas. Because Cristiano Giuntoli, he knows that it's a player that is in the last year of contract and that will not be renewed. And if you can cash in today, it's fantastic. Otherwise, you will lose it for free, for €0. We don't even know the season that he will do in 24-25. So that was really perfect. And he's saying, no, I don't want. Am I pissed off with Weston McKENNIE? Well, there are two sides. Of course, as a supporter, I am pissed off. Of course. Financially, I am pissed off. Then from a human side, I can understand that if it's not your favorite destination, if it's not the destination that you have chosen, I can understand that you are asking more. Because, of course, when you are going towards another team, you always ask more. You ask for a commission, etc., etc. You can try. But going and pushing that far to make everything collapse, and no. This morning, someone translated me an interview about Szczesny. He said when I left Arsenal, he cried because he wanted to stay all his career to Arsenal. And then, of course, he's super happy at Juve. He said it. Now, of course, understanding I'm extremely happy. And I cried also when we drew against Napoli. He had some difficult moments, etc. And then at the end, he's saying, if Juve tells me to leave, I will leave. Because that's a sign of respect for all they did to me. To all they did for me during my career in Bianconero. What a guy, eh? Szczesny, what a guy. Well, we can't say the same about Weston McKENNIE. That was making a deal collapse just because he was asking too much. Well, there is a risk now of Weston McKENNIE. That nobody goes for a value of 25 million euro for a player in end of contract, that nobody is giving him 5 million euro, that no other team that is playing Champions League as Aston Villa is interested in Weston McKENNIE. That means that he will go or for really less money away from Juve, where we will damage the finances of Juve, 1, or 2, not even, and staying at Juve out of project. It's not the first player, it happened already in the past, Iaquinta, and so many players that stayed at Juve being out of the project and not even being called up. Never. They were not even training with the first team. Out of project. In the stands, like people said. Would be a disaster for him because he's still young. For Juve, because you have a player that you're still paying, full paying, not having at disposal. Would be a total drama. And these kind of miracles, like being an unwanted player that then because of one injury, one doping, the other one because of betting scandal, that you're again there and you're doing a fantastic season. Guys, we are speaking about exceptions. They don't happen all. The fairy tales, sometimes they happen, but it's really a minimal chance. So I'm pissed off in a way, because that would have been great for him. And now it's difficult for Juve and for him. On top of that, because Juventus needs to do a sacrifice that Juventus didn't want to do. Enzo Barrenechea was liked by Thiago Motta. He wanted to test him. He had, not a lot, but he had chances to be the surprise of Juve 24-25, and now he's gone. At the end, I still believe that Enzo would have left. He would have gone to another team, maybe in a swap, maybe to they are not speaking about that, but maybe to Atalanta to decrease the price of Cope Manners, maybe to Genoa, decreasing price for another player, maybe cashing in, and with that money you can do. And now he's gone. Now he's gone. And that's extremely a pity, because I really believe in the qualities of Barrenechea. Juventus, they tried until yesterday, 8 p.m. to convince McKENNIE to accept. He opened a bit, but not enough. It's over, so it will be Barrenechea healing to Aston Villa. in a way, if I need to do, you know, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, I'm still happy. Because Enzo Barrenechea was not in the starting lineup of Juve. Ealing Jr. was not in the starting lineup of Juve. So at the end, we go for a monster player, a beast, a fantastic player that I was really counting on to reinforce Juventus 24-25. And at the end, we can be happy. But it's sad that you need to sacrifice Enzo for something that you were not even planning. You were probably planning it for something else, where you could have gone for a Koopmeiners, a Di Lorenzo, a Calafiori, etc., etc. It's a pity. It's a pity. It is what it is. Luckily, Douglas Luiz will be a Juve player together with Alisha Lehmann. And now that this has been fixed, will happen in the coming hours, the announcement probably after the weekend, we can focus on the next steps. And what are the next steps? Well, the next steps are Koopmeiners, etc., etc., etc. But before that, what are we learning from the situation? One, when Giuntoli, he has a priority, when he has something in mind, he's going all in. And that's what I like. One. The second thing is what I told you, that sometimes you need to do sacrifices on the transfer market to reach your objective. And Barrenechea is the first one. Third one, and the most important one, is about Soulé. Remember when I explained to you the story of Zakaria? We are again there. Giuntoli, when he has something in mind, that's the price that we need to sell. If you don't meet the request, he doesn't go. He doesn't go. Atalanta is doing the same. Sassuolo is doing the same. How many times were we saying, oh, guys, these small clubs are annoying? Well, Juventus is again annoying on the transfer market in exit. And I love that. And I really love that. Koopmeiners, the next one. That's a real big request for Thiago Motta. We know the qualities of Koopmeiners. Now that Douglas Luiz is there, we focus on the Dutchman from Atalanta. Trying with Huijsen, trying with Cash, trying with this. But now, with Douglas Luiz is there, we focus on the Dutchman, and that will be the name that we'll speak about in the next few days. And you know what is beautiful? We already have the vice Koopmeiners in team. Before Koopmeiners, we already have the vice. Adzic, that not a lot of people were talking about in the winter, where we not announced him, but we signed him. Adzic is a fantastic player. The best thing that happened to Montenegro Calcio after Jovetic. That's what they are telling there. Fantastic player. He will surprise. The good news is he will go and he will train with the first team. He will go to the summer camp with the first team. Then he will play the games with the next gen in the beginning. But he has a lot of chances to join the first team really fast, really soon, depending on the performances. Adzic is a name that you need to keep in mind because he can do a lot in that first team Juventus. And then cashing in, because we need cash. And the one that will leave Juventus, it's a certainty now, it is Moise Kean. Moise Kean that has offers from Bologna. Hopefully, Bologna. Calafiori. You know what I mean, huh? On the other side, you have also Fiorentina. There we are not interested in any player from La Viola. There it's for cash only. And there are some Saudi Arabia team also interested in Moise Kean. At the end, I believe he will stay in Italy. But anyway, cash or in a swap for a player, Moise Kean out of Juve could be a really important one also, because it's pity. We gave Moise a lot of chances and at the end it doesn't work. And then we go towards the second big topic. Federico Chiesa on one side, ADRIEN Rabiot on the other side. If Federico Chiesa, we are speaking about it every single day. We all know the details. Let's focus on the Frenchman. The Frenchman that at the moment didn't give his answer. So these two players can be really long before having a final answer. And Chiesa waiting for the end of Euro, and Rabiot also waiting. Is it really for the end of Euro, or did something happen in the meanwhile? Well, what they are saying is that there is a big, huge interest from Ancelotti, Paris Saint-Germain. Real Madrid. Is it fairy tales? Is it blah blah? Is it rumors? No, guys, it is really possible. It is really possible. Who is in Real Madrid? Camavinga, Tchouaméni, Mbappé will join. Oh, 3 players from the French national team that are there. He's playing with all these guys. He knows all these guys. Kroos just finished. They are looking for a replacement for Kroos. He knows Ancelotti perfectly well because they were together at Paris Saint-Germain. Makes totally sense. Makes totally sense that there is an offer from Real Madrid to Rabiot. And I believe that it's difficult for Rabiot now to make a choice between staying at Juve, staying loyal at Juve, super high in the hierarchy, working with a coach that he knows perfectly. Yesterday he spoke about him also in a cold way, about his future, honestly. What will happen? What will be the decision of Adrien Rabiot? I never believed in Milan. There was some interest from Inter for a free player. We know it. That's the Marotta style. They were really on the player. But there, I didn't really believe. But Real Madrid on the player could make Adrien Rabiot change his mind. We will need to wait. I tell you, if he stays, I'm happy. If he's gone, he's gone. Oh, I will not cry. There are other players like a Fofana, like a Thuram. I trust totally Giuntoli, and I told you, as always, some players, they come, I'm happy. Some players, they leave, it is what it is. I will not stay awake too much about players leaving or joining Juve. At the end, what is important is the field, and that on the 1st of September, when the transfer market is ending, that we have a stronger Juve. This evening, no, actually this evening, today, fantastic games. We have Slovenia against Serbia. Look at the shirt here, Vlahovic. I hope that he scores. I hope that he's doing really well today, because the first game was not great from Vlahovic. Then Denmark against England is always beautiful to see. Spain, Italy. Big game. When I told you, one player, Federico Chiesa, is in the starting lineup, who knows, maybe even two players, because pay attention still to Alvaro Morata, captain of La Roja. And then we start with Copa America, Argentina against Canada. Here on the channel, we have so many big fans of Canada. There are Juventini from Canada. Hi to you, hi to all of you. I hope you are still watching the video at the moment as we speak. Guys, in the chat, supporting Copa America. Who are you supporting for the Copa America? Is it Argentina? Is it Canada? Is it USA? Is it Brazil? Because we have Danilo, we have Bremer, and we have Douglas Luiz. 3 players of Juventus are representing the green and gold. Who will be there today to play against Spain? It will be Federico Chiesa, the only one, together with Jorginho, Barella, Pellegrini, Fratesi, Scamacca, Di Lorenzo, Scalafiori, Bastoni, Di Marco, with Donnarumma in goal. Not a lot of chances for the other ones. Cambiaso probably from second half. And then let's see if Fagioli will make his official debut. Gatti's chances are really nearly zero. So it is what it is. Hopefully we can win and we will meet each other here post-game for live Spain, Italy. Grazie, forza, Juve.